Alright boys, today I'm going to show you some Viper setups on Split. Split is Viper's best map by far, in my opinion, from all the maps we have in the game currently. So if you play Viper at all, you're going to want to know these setups for Split. We're going to start over here with the A take. Now to set up this wall, you're going to want to line up this corner of the building here with this corner of the light fence up there. So when they line up on your screen, you're in the right place. Next, for your aim, you're going to count these 3 white lines from the bottom. So you start at the bottom one. You go up to the end of the second one. Put your crosshair on it. And then keeping your crosshair at that same orientation, you just push it straight up till you hit the 3rd line. Now if you look up on my minimap, you can see where the wall is going to go. So you double check there, and that's perfect. Boom. That's the first half of this. Next, we need to smoke off long. So we're going to come here. Open your map, you're going to ping right in long, just so you can see where it is. Now we line our crosshair up. Go just over it and align roughly with the gray and throw. Boom, and it's going to land right there. So what happens is when you're coming for a push here, you activate both the wall and the smoke at the same time. And as you can see, boom, this is smoked off, this is smoked off, and long is smoked off. And even if they're hiding here in elbow, they can't see you. So it's the perfect smoke. Lands right in front of here. So basically when you're coming into sight with this, all you have to do is clear the back area right here. Got to clear here on the rafters, and then you clear back sight and elbow. Makes it really easy to come on site and take it. Alright, next we're going to do a similar take for B. Now, we're going to use the wall, but unfortunately with the wall here, as you can see, I can't line it up through the barrier before the start of the round. And we're not going to be lining it up on anything in the skybox like we did with the last one. We're going to be using the map because it's a little bit easier. So instead, we're going to start with the smoke setup. So you're going to come here, look straight down until your crosshair can't go down anymore. Line yourself up with the edge right here of this metal sheeting. And then you're going to look up at this corner of the building. We got the pipe there and the lip hanging over it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife out first, and you're going to line your crosshair so that the top corner of my crosshair is on the edge of the building, and the bottom right side of the crosshair is also on the other edge of the building. So you can see it's kind of positioned between several different corners there. Now this doesn't have to be perfectly pixel perfect. You don't have to have the exact same crosshair as me, but you kind of just want to put it right there in between the pipe and the edge of the building.
Kill them.
Now once the barrier comes down, you take out your grenade and you throw. And we're going to see where this goes. Right down there, perfect. Now your aim might shift around a little bit when you take out the grenade. Don't worry about that. If you line it up properly before you take out the grenade, it's going to go there. Don't take out the grenade until it's lined up properly. Now next we're going to get our wall going. So like I said, we're going to use the map. You want to look almost straight up for this. And we're lining this up so it's hopefully going to hit on rafters. And what you're looking for is that little box on the site that's right under rafters. You want to try and hit it so that the wall is crossing over rafters, but it does not cover the box. So that way we know it's far enough back that it's going to hit rafters. And that looks pretty good. So now, when I go, I activate them both, and boom, heaven is smoked off, the drop down is smoked off, rafters are smoked off, and even back here in CT, there's a smoke as well to discourage them from planting. So this is a lot better than the standard Viper wall that just cuts across here, because it gives you more of the site to work with. With all these smokes up, heaven is completely smoked off. They can't peek from here because the orb is going to block them. No matter what angle they try to take, even if they get up on here, they can't see anything through the gap there. And then the advantage to having the wall up here is that it smokes off rafters as well. So if they want to get out on rafters and peek you, they have to walk straight through, and they're going to be completely exposed.
Toxin screen down.
And of course, you're also smoking off the drop down here. There is a little spot right here where they can come through and clear, and then they can pop out, so you got to be aware of that. But other than that, it completely seals off heaven, and you just have to clear the site normally. You know, like check back site, check the boxes, check CT, but you completely take Heaven out of the equation, which is very important for this site. Alright, so those are our attack setups, but we still need to be able to play defense Viper, and the best way to play Viper is at mid, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So we're going to set up the one-way here. You can sort of line yourself up in the middle. Now, right now I'm pushing against the barrier, but you can actually do this once the barrier is down. You just have to notice that this is the last step before it hits the ground there. So if you look straight down and put your crosshair just past, so it's just a little bit onto this last step here, you'll be good. After that, we'll just pull the barrier up real quick. We're going to be looking up here and aligning our crosshair with the top of this metal beam here that goes across, and we want it to go just inside on the on this beam here, so that the orb when we throw it is going to bounce. So we're going to line up roughly like this, lower our aim a little bit, take it out, and throw, and that's going to drop it right there. Now with the one-way smoke in place, you just activate it when they're pushing, and you've got a free one-way, and it covers all this area here. Now the reason you want to play Viper in this spot is because of the two sites on this map, A is the easier site to take. And the reason being, when you come A on this map, I'll go over here to the A side attack. When you come A on this map, both sites only have one choke to push through, but on A, you can, once you get in here to main, you can either go straight to site or you can go up to Heaven. So you can attack from two different angles essentially, and that's not really the case on B. Now if you're holding the one-way here as Viper, this shuts off mid pretty hard, because if they want to try and go mid to Heaven for B, you've got the one-way here to stop them. And even if they are trying to go mid to A through vents, your one-way can still see them passing. So what happens is, when you have the one-way up here, you can solo hold mid, and they can't push you here in Heaven. What they can do is they can smoke this off, so it's no longer one-way, it's a full smoke, and then they can walk through to vents. So that means that you can force them into going A, which is good for your team, because then you hold solo mid here, and they can't get past you. You have one teammate hold solo B main, and then you have all three of your other teammates go A. So A is the weakest point on this map to attackers, and that means that you can hold A a lot better, because if they push mid, you'll stop them, and if they smoke you, you can tell them they're going A. And if they push A, well, you have three teammates there, and if they push B, you have your teammate at main, and you've got him backing up so they can't get the flank to Heaven. So those are my basic setups for Split. Again, if you're playing Viper on this map, you absolutely should have, at the very least, these three basic setups. These are sort of your default options to go to when you're playing Viper on Split, whether attacking or defending. So I hope this guide was helpful. Be sure to practice these when you're playing your Viper, and I'll see you guys in the next one.